Boracay, the island with the best beach in the world. By 2017, 2 million visitors came to the island, and the island gained $55 billion in revenue. Development equaled in 1,500 establishments, 300 built in 2014 alone.
Buildings and businesses cropped up everywhere. The smaller establishments in Nipahad started to disappear and the bigger hotels started to get built. Boracay is a small island, so a lot was lost. A lot of nature was lost, trees, forest, and the focus was on development.
Basically, it's the beauty of Pukashal and all that area. That was the reason, in a way, we started to preserve this. And that was because of the fear of that the area would be developed.
Mid-90s, which for sure was boom years, and then it just went crazy in the 2000s. The reason why? Because of White Beach. 100%. It's the most amazing beach in the world. It's the finest, whitest sand. I have never seen it anywhere.
The community is not only because you are a regional Boracaynon, but somebody can contribute to a certain community as far as if our goal is also for the good of the whole, for the whole island, for the whole community.
When I came, the idea wasn't business, it was lifestyle. We came here and stayed in Boracay because we loved the lifestyle. It was like a paradise. It was something completely unreal to us. And when this huge influx of tourism started, things got more serious.
It was a backpacker's heaven back then. And then it gradually, the rates went up and hotels were built. I would say in the 90s, it was the boom years in the 90s. After electricity in 92, I saw a big change.
The main reasons why I stayed because I love this is my island. And I always don't lose the home.
Taga saan ka? Sabi ko, taga Boracay ako. Talagang taga Boracay ka? Sabi ko, sabi ba, ano pinido mo? Sabi ko, hilito. Baka hindi ka taga Boracay. Naku ni, mangutana ka makon dito sa, halin ba ako sa Brokmadok pato siyapak? Mangutana ka makon kung si Inch okay.
Oo.
Ituro ka, isa mo lang sa bilog mo lang sa Boracay. Ako di ba magsaba? Una kong iihan ba yun, Nora? Kung siin, maghalin ang ngalan ni Boracay. Kung ganit mayo, like linaw, amo nga mukha gagawa sa tubig at pakilaya, mga pitlang magabagan. When namasyan ko nung mag-asawa, ang mga bayan na ginatawag, si Akay. Paano ko na-assess by bayon? Ay, nag-ambag ko na ang bayan po na bayan. Ano ba na ang ganun tao sa tubig? Nagbalikid ang yaki. Boracay. Nakaroon ko kay Boracay.
Sa amon lat aran mama, sa amon lat abala nga sa anday nanay git sa anday ulang atong antik mga man. mahilig kami sa binantal. Ang binantal nga ran anang katsaran kun may katsa-katsa. Tapos ugturan ginasulod ang mga lambong, ang mga kung ano, ang mag-akiling bala. Kay imarang ginahambal git ananda nga dahan-dahanan, napadahanan git kaya ran. Dahan-dahanan. Oo, dahanan dahil anang pagkaputi nga ni ay nang kuan git abala nga ran iba git aputi git ato na beron hindi git mo katan alas 12 dapat mamana ka dahil sa kaputi. Kay ginadahanan nga mana it sa mga kanon ko no may nanay agsa ng mga lambong nga ginadahanan ay pilambilog kay inabutan mo to sa binantal para hindi git ama mahigkuan o kun maano dahil sa kapution. Marang nahingadlan nga kay pero ang bura nga ran ko no ay anang bura balat ng ano nga dai dagat kundi kun gahombak ka bay.
Kita sa mga tao. Wabag pilang buwan, then tao pa iya sisla, nag-abot iya si Lito, si Anghel sa Kapanyo, ang si Uhinyo sa Kapanyo. So si Lito, imo ang nagkuhan sa Barok-Manok. Pagguba sa dat mga, dahil kagugangan pagguba sa dat mga taong, nga may matamnan sa dat, kung tanong sa dat mga miyo, kung ano pa tayo mapuri sa dat. Dahil ulihi ko no, nagbagyo, nabasko, natawag ng bagyo ugis. Ang nakuno sa pag-utlan it isla nga rait, Boracay, ang tabon, may bato na nga mana sa manok. Sa tubi abiron, ay nautod ang ugo pag bagyo nga to. Hindi ko makilaya ka manok. Ibang nga ang baryo nga rin, nasa pantawag ng manok-manok. Imaw na gil ko di pundar ni Josili to. Dahil mo sa blabag, si Anghel sa Kapanyo, kaya pagkagano na rait balabag sa bato nga ron ka nagkapilabag sa baybay. Kasi apakman, si Eugenio sa Kapanyo, sanda man ito naghawan at mga hugta sa dagkuhan sa yapak. Nga na pananong sandat ng mga unga. Ay, di sanda paghawan itong ta. Dahil gani nga ang kayan kabaybay, masiin ang gamot ng dam. Nag-ubra sanda at yapak. Kahoy, nakita ni Moron, para makatapak sa dito sa pagdatong ng isang nabasuya. Una man karugin nga, kibuo na nga yan, yapak na banyo. Moron.
As far as I remember, because Willis is one of the pioneers, so that was like 1979. I was still in school, and because this Jens Peter, who is the author of the Filipinian guidebook, he was in Yapak for the Puka Beach shells. That was also the season when Puka Beach was discovered. So he went to the whole island, like going around the island, because of course as a writer he has to go around and see something what to write in his book. And then he found the long wonderful beach, and then he started to write the long beach. He started to write about Boracay, and you know the Europeans, especially the Germans, once they see the guidebook like that, so they started to come. And I'm so lucky, very lucky, and I'm very grateful that I experienced the first influx of the tourists. You know, the backpackers. They're very you know, they give us also the feeling of Boracay non at the same time to open the door to the tourism community. So we experience the gradual flow of the tourists, and of course these tourists before stayed here longer than our tourists at present, like, you know, this year 2000.
November 25 of 1986. I was traveling the world in 86. I met this guy who told me about the sunsets on Boracay. He said the sunsets are so beautiful. So I said to myself, I got to go over to this place called Boracay and check it out. So I was in Hong Kong and my parents were there. And then I told them I'd see them back in Canada. I just wanted to go to the Philippines for 3 weeks. And then that was it. I stayed. I'm here 31 years already.
Yeah, I came from India. I was in India traveling, and then I worked for Mother Teresa, and then I came here, and yeah, it was beautiful. I stayed on White Beach maybe a week, and then I'm like, I'm not the girl who lies on the beach all day, so I'm like, oh, I need something. And then I walked into Eva-Marie that I had met in Sweden, but I didn't really know her. And then she's like, you should check out Ballinghai. Maybe you like that. And then I rented a paddle boat and went there and got stuck. So I hung out there with a group of friends that I met, and one person I knew, and then I hung out there, and then I fell in love with Opik. And that was it. And then I just never flew back. I never left. So I was one of those blonde blue eyes, and I fell in love with the beach boy. I have lived in Boracay since 1989.
I came to Boracay the first time in 1992, and I live here since 1994. The first trip I came, I remember flying to Manila and then taking a small plane to Caticlan, where the runway was still not fully concreted. It was like a dirt strip. Took then a little boat from Caticlan right to White Beach, to the front. It was such a spectacular place. Immediately I knew I had to come back. And actually in the next 2 years I came like 14 times to Boracay. It was the people that always drew me back. It was always a very eclectic, interesting mix of people here.
My very first impression of the place, well, I guess that was from Caticlan. I could see the island, so this is pretty normal looking, this island. So my first impression when I turned the corner was a whole different story. Once I saw White Beach, then I knew Boracay was very special. And as soon as you turned the point, wow, you saw the beach, and there was hardly any boats at that time. Absolutely gorgeous. And nobody walking on the beach, and I just fell in love with it from that very first moment. The memory is so vivid in my mind. That's 31 years ago. Feels like yesterday. Boracay was really simple. Actually, it was full of very friendly locals. I ate a lot of meals in the locals' houses in the Balabag Plaza area. It was very simple. No electricity, no cement roads, no sidewalks, just trails through the island. And on each side was just trees. Those were my best days in Boracay.
It was very quiet, very peaceful. Mostly people walked everywhere or went by bicycle. Nobody really took motorized transport. Mostly there were nipa huts along the beach and many empty spaces. So in the times there was no moon, it was very dark. You needed a flashlight or a kerosene lamp to walk along the beach path because it was still very little inhabited. I felt really at home in a beautiful place, in a beautiful environment, and doing what I love doing. So that kept me here many, many years.
This is where I made my livelihood. So I was able to educate my kids here and feed my family here and work hard and be able to travel the world and see some other exotic places like Boracay. So yeah, I knew from my traveling experience around the world that Boracay was going to boom because it's just so, you don't find a beach like that anywhere in the world. So I knew that tourism was going to feed my family here for sure. So that's why I stayed.
it has always been changing. There is the beauty of Boracay that people come from all over the world, but suddenly the change was. Yeah. Now it's hard to remember because I've always tried to be like I live my own life in this green, and I walk down. But maybe the last 10 years it has been drastic, no? And every year it's a big change, and traffic, and so many buildings, and people living around that you feel like they're taking advantage of it. They don't respect the nature. They do develop for profit rather than for caring for the island. But our crowd is, I think, doing both, caring for the island, taking care of it, and there is that community, that the heart, the people, that's the reason. You know, if they were not here, I wouldn't be here for the mass crowder to make maximum. We choose to live here regardless of the income.
Well, I was part of the change in '86, so I would say from '86 till today, it just gradually changed. The day I woke up and my beautiful sand trail in front of me was all covered with dirt for a road, I knew it was, you know, you could see the subtle changes that was happening. I could see the numbers increasing every year. You could see it all developing in front of us. It's just, we weren't able to keep up to the demands. Yeah, we were too slow. We didn't have enough forethought. Yeah.
I will close Boracay. Boracay is a cesspool.
And after this, everything would change. Boracay would be on the news like never before.
Separation of a plant from regret. He also has to join with
Sa gitna kasi dyan, wala.